A warm welcome to one and all on Data Science, a practical guide for beginners. We'll move on to the lecture 3. We'll see the data science process. So this data science process, it consists of 6 steps, starting with setting the research goal, retrieving data, data preparation, data exploration, data modeling, presentation and automation. Now we'll see the step by step. First step is that we have to set the research goal. So as I told you, we are just going to take an example of the data science in context of an organization. Suppose you have been given a data science project. So what is the first thing you require? You have to prepare a project charter. So that is, this charter should contain what are the information. So you are going to provide some project that how the company will get benefited, for which what are the inputs, what are the data and the resources you need, and what is the time schedule within which you will complete, and the outcomes. Now, if you could see the first point, that is setting the research goal or setting the objective, in which what is your objective should be set, and create the schedule of the project. So the data providers could be from various sources, that is a data collection. It could be the data could be from various open data site also. Some of the examples have been given here with. So the second step is data retrieval. So once you obtain the data, the second step, it aims at checking the quality and the access to the data. Whether the data what you have acquired is of quality, and whether the data what you have acquired is accessible. So the data can also be obtained from a third party company, and it can range from any form, right? It could be an Excel sheet, or you can take the data from different databases. Now the data could be from any type. As I mentioned, the data could be from a database, or it could be from a data mart, or a data warehouse, or a data lake. Now we'll see the data warehouse is a complex structure which consists of enormous amount of data, and that has been splitted into small data collections, that is called as your data mart. Now we'll see some more words or terms which is associated with data. It could be either data warehouse or data lakes. So when I take it as a data warehouse, so it is nothing but here the data would be processed and it would be organized before being put into a warehouse. So then all the analysis we would perform, and then the data would be cleansed in the warehouse. Whereas what happens in a data lake, here it consists of raw and unstructured data is present in the data lake. So whenever it is required, the data is selected and organized. But here in the warehouse, the data is cleansed and kept ready for use. The next step, it is the data preparation. So whenever I am going to take it as a data preparation, so it is going to be consisting of 3 steps. That is the data cleaning process. First of all, we have to remove the false values or missing values, or remove the outliers from the data process. Once the data is cleaned with, then you can enrich the data sources by combining the data from multiple data sources. Initially, I might require only 2 data. Sometimes if I feel 3 more attributes are there, my data source would be enriched. So you can combine the data by appending the table or joining the table. Once the data is obtained, so the data should be ensured that it is available in the suitable model for further processing. So if you could see, so the data preparation, it aims at 3 processes. Data cleaning, where the errors could be erroneous data from a data entry, or the possible physically impossible values, or it could be a missing value or an outlier, or it could be a typo error. Next, we move on to the combining the data, and then we go in for the transformation. That is, what is a suitable format we require in for, whether you have to aggregate the data or extrapolate the data or derive some measures from it, or you have to reduce the number of the variables for further processing. So the next step is your data exploration. So what is data exploration? It is something meant by building a deeper understanding of your data. That means you should know, once you have fixed your control variables, you should know how these variables or attributes they interact with each other, and how the data are distributors, and check whether there are outliers or not. So for this data exploration process, usually we say it as EDA. EDA is nothing but exploratory data analysis. So this includes some mathematical techniques such as descriptive statistics, that is the average, mean, mode, standard deviation. All these concepts you should know, or it could be a visually plotting techniques, or it could be a general modeling technique. So thus, if you could see the data exploration process, it consists of visualization process. It could be a simple graph or a combined graph, or it could be a non-graphical technique by which you are going to visualize your model based on the analysis of the data what you carry out. The fifth step, it is data modeling. So once you have got the domain knowledge and insights about the data, so you should apply your techniques. As we have told in the last step, like you can use the field of statistics or machine learning or OR, operational research, so to further enhance your model. Now, building a model, it requires 3 steps mainly. Selecting the variables. First of all, you should select what are my inputs for my model. Then, how am I going to execute? What is the backend for this? What is a machine learning or a deep learning model which I am going to execute? Then, you have to diagnose your model. So, these are the 3 steps. Now, so in this, if you are going to consider first what is a variable, how you are going to select. So the difficulty is mainly the things how you are going to maintain your model. So whether it is going to be maintenance free, okay, or does the model is self-explanatory, or you require it to be explainable, or in which environment you are going to implement your model. So these are some of the challenges that has been faced with regard to your application. Now let us take the model execution. So here they've just taken as a linear regression model for a predictor, where they are going to take the target model and the predicting model, and they are just going to check whether my model has predicted or not. So once the model execution has been done with, then we move on to the final stage, that is your model diagnostics. So that is very, very crucial part in any data science analysis. So whatever the process we have carried out, is it correct or not? So from the analysis, it is the investigation part. Right? So here are some of the examples to explain you about that. Suppose if you are finding the R-square error, so you just check whether the it says the model is fit. Higher the value is better, but too high value if you are going to have, it will lead to a suspicious thing, that it leads to overfitting. Or you can take the other value, so either your p-value, so here it says that if the p-value is lower than 0.05, it is fine with, it is quite significant. So all these details are derived, and suitable actions has to be taken in the model diagnostics. The final stage now. So once your model is ready, it is the next step is you have to implement it in the real time. So suppose let us take your business. So it will start from starting presenting towards others and writing of your research reports. So this mainly executes the automation process. So automating the execution of the process in business will gain you an insight, right? So if you have done one project, so that project experience you can apply it for the other project operation process, so as to bring some new outcomes for the other projects too. Thank you.